Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss Christopher Nolan's Inception, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Ken Watanabe, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Marion Cotillard, Ellen Page, Tom Hardy, Cillian Murphy, Tom Berenger, and Michael Caine, and like I said earlier, directed by Christopher Nolan. Now, I remember this movie being trippy, like, as far as the trailers go and all that. So, what did I think of it? Let's get into it. Dom Cobb, which that's kind of funny that it's his name, but it is, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, opens the movie up to a visit a very old character of Ken Watanabe, and we move on to a younger version of Ken Watanabe. It's a very tricky sequence you really need to watch, like, closely. Like, very close. I'm the biggest fan of Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and any movie including this one, where he plays Arthur, Cobb's partner. He's fantastic in this movie. Oscar winner Marion Cotillard plays Cobb's now dead wife, Moll, and I like her character here more than I will in next week's movie, Dark Knight Rises. Cobb is a man who has a dead wife and is far away from his kids because of his job and is banned in America for his work. Is a good character for DiCaprio, unlike what happened in Shutter Island, same year, by the way. Michael Caine is again a great presence, and he's a good character, even though he's in this briefly as Cobb's father. Ellen Page is an architect in dreams, and she wants to know about Cobb's past with Moll, and is a great character. I love the scene where they're sitting at a cafe and everything explodes around them. It's a great scene. I love the way the world is like a square-shaped world when everyone's dreaming. It's fantastic. And Tom Hardy is a fantastic actor that gives a great performance as a thief. Kind of unlike what he will do in Dark Knight Rises. Cillian Murphy plays Robert Fisher, who has a very great presence in this movie, even better than how he turns out to be in the Batman trilogy as the Scarecrow. Ellen Page goes into Cobb's moments where he sees Moll, and then Kids is a good way to know excuse me, how Cobb was in the situation where people believe he killed Moll when he didn't do it. Or did he? I'll get into that later. Maybe not. They're starting to dream on the plane and get into a gunfight with some bad guys and loses them. And in the van, by the way, I'm just pointing out there, going into the, what's this word? To the garage and trying to find out what or how it happened. The action in this movie is spectacular, especially at the end of the movie, where they get into a snow action where Fisher gets his father's will because he dies earlier in the film, or in the movie, and is safe as well as Joseph Gordon-Levitt fights off security guards. With all of this is going, they get into a chase thing that ends in a river, and then Cobb is meeting up with the old man version of Ken Watanabe from the beginning of the movie, and then they all wake up on an airplane, and Cobb is now legally in America, let me say. Goes home with his kids, or was that a dream? My guess is not really, because the spinning falls down, well, almost, and the movie just cuts, and as it ends. But that's a fantastic mystery of an ending. I'm just going to put it out there, guys. Watch this movie like millions of times and then get a closer look. You'll see what I mean. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 8.7 out of 10. This is a movie that needs repeated viewings to get what is a dream and what is especially real. The ending, especially in that ending, watch this movie closely and you'll get my points. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and I'll be back next week for Dark Knight Rises. And until next time, see you later.